While the right-hand side of the business model canvas represents the desirability of the business, the left-hand side of the canvas focuses on feasibility. Key resources are the essential infrastructure and expertise needed to enable the business model to work at its maximum capacity. Traditionally, this includes things like a manufacturing plant and staff, a call centre, a bricks and mortar retail outlet, or even a sales force. However, with the ongoing diversification of business services, all of these things can and often are outsourced. This again is often a source of business model innovation. In the case of extremely expensive key resources like a mine or mine processing equipment, owning these assets provides a barrier to market entry for new entrants, which protects the business model somewhat. However, increasingly, companies are learning what they used to think were key resources, and now in some cases, inefficient assets that may be run more productively by a dedicated entity. This third party often can extract more value from these assets by servicing multiple customers and harnessing economies of scale, which even very large companies may not be able to achieve. In the case of Perky, the key resources are primarily intellectual property and the Perky brand. The patent and associated know-how related to the production of microencapsulated probiotic microgels is not so important to its consumers or even customers, but is absolutely critical to the potential future acquirer. As the Perky business has been set up for a trade sale, the Perky shareholders hope to get a premium from the ultimate acquirer, not only because of the sales velocity achieved, but the protection from competitors that might try and emulate the Perky product and positioning. Obviously, as a consumer product company, the Perky brand will increasingly grow in value as a key resource. The most successful consumer product companies typically only have IP and brand as their key resources. Key activities are the most important tasks the company must do to make their business model work. While Perky outsources the production of its drinks to a key partner, it still maintains production of the probiotic microgels. This is a difficult process, and given Perky is dealing with live probiotic strains that can die very quickly if not treated correctly, it is essential Perky maintains this key activity. It can't afford for this step to go wrong, which would ruin the consumer brand equity very quickly. Furthermore, this step is where the IP is applied, and neither Perky nor Progel want this to fall into the hands of the wrong party. If and when Perky exports to places with different IP regimes, it will need to consider this very carefully in order to ensure the IP remains protected, along with the brand integrity. The other key activity Perky maintains is the development and execution of the marketing strategy and new large customer acquisition and developing an export strategy. Just like protecting the probiotic encapsulation process, Perky needs to maintain the brand positioning and promotion to ensure Perky continually adapts to the dynamic consumer environment and competitive landscape. Key partnerships is where we can reduce our risk and expenditure by partnering with entities that may be able to undertake an activity or provide a resource for us via a collaboration, contract, or strategic alliance. Key partnerships allow the business to focus on executing its key activities and investing in its key resources. Many consumer product companies have their own production facilities. Established companies' assets may provide a degree of competitive advantage, but more often don't. Due to increasingly more efficient technology, these old assets can become more of a liability if they are well below best practice in terms of productivity and capability. Many companies contract or partner with third-party manufacturing, distribution, sales, even customer relationship management service providers. These organisations have deep relationships with large suppliers and customers and can extract better deals, rates and outcomes than an individual company can. Perky has a key partnership with a large probiotic supplier that provides a particular probiotic strain with extensive health benefit credentials. Perky has a strong key partnership with a third-party drink manufacturer, which can buy everything we need, including non-probiotic ingredients, bottles, labels, lids, and packaging much cheaper than Perky could, and is using their production facility often in 2 to 3 shifts a day to maximise productivity and reduce costs. Because Perky hasn't had to establish manufacturing, it has been able to use its financial resources in marketing and promotion to more quickly grow sales. This will enable Perky to reach a point at which an exit may be possible as quick as possible. This is really important in a very competitive consumer product landscape. Perky also has a key partnership with a national sales and distribution company with deep established relationships with many of the retail chains and networks Perky needs to sell to. Perky also has a partnership with a company that manages the online delivery business. The cost structure is where we account for all the costs required to operate the business, and we use this information to ensure the proposed business model is viable. These costs are effectively a summary of the efficiency of the key activities, resources and partnerships. When creating an innovative business model, it is possible to compare and contrast different permutations and combinations across these three areas and what effect this has on the resulting cost structure. Again, many new and successful startups are grown quickly because they innovate on this side of the canvas, resulting in reduced cost structure. This often results in them liberating market share from an existing market player. Perky is able to maintain a competitive price for its drinks as it is not trying to maintain or achieve a return on investment from capital expenditure. Because of the extensive outsourced partnerships, Perky only has a low headcount, reducing its financing, human resources, and administrative overheads. In summary, the BMC offers people with new innovations or ideas the ability to develop and test new business models and compare and contrast various strategies, thus enabling the proponent to develop a business model that is desirable, feasible, and viable. An innovative business model is a dynamic document and can be used to help companies as well as startups achieve sustainable competitive advantage by growing and adapting quickly in response to the rapidly evolving disruptive environment. You can think of it as a business evolution adaptation tool.